Avoid head-ons, ride right whenever possible. Avoid those head-ons coming around those left-hand turns or any place you can't see. Jacksboro, Texas Adventure Riders presents Engineer Pass 2016. I had a chance to run up to Colorado last September. Beautiful weather we had this day. I'm riding with a family member. He's also on a KLR. I'm on a KLR 650. It had snowed the day before, but it cleared off that night. Just absolutely couldn't ask for better weather. Stopped to take a look at a small waterfall just a few miles outside of Lake City, heading up towards Engineer Pass. Fall colors are just beautiful. We've got some great shots of the aspens as we go through a tree canopy in a moment. You'll hear me complaining in the background. My boots are not waterproof. And that KLR, for some reason, whenever you hit a little old bitty mud puddle, it just splashes water all the way up to your waist. And I notice my bike seems to be worse than others. It's something to do with the way the skid plate's mounted, designed. I'm going to fix that. We're slowly gaining altitude, and you're going to hear something here in the background. Look at these trees. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. This is why we ride KLRs. Hear that? The mighty KLR is stuttering. It's not happy. It's jetted for 1,000 feet. It's running rich. I thought I might have some problems. I brought things with me to fix that. We're going to make it, but not without some excitement. One of the things about riding these rough mountain roads, we'll meet a lot of Jeeps and side-by-sides. The motorcycles are capable of kind of cutting and choosing, picking their path, and you can really make some time going up there. We're not going that fast, but we're definitely going faster than a lot of those guys are because it's so rough. Their suspension, as good as it is, they're hitting bumps on 4 wheels. We're hitting them on 2 wheels. And we're able to kind of slide between some of the rougher places. Notice my GPS is still in the plastic bag. I thought it was going to rain that morning. I don't know why. The sun had come out, but I've just been used to having so much rain and stuff. Kind of try to keep it protected. We've since upgraded to a tablet. Uh-oh. This is where the bike had powered out on me. You hear me go, huh? Primary jet's really lean, so it's start. It's sputtering like crazy. I'm trying to flush the gas through it. I'm not really sure what all's going on yet. I learned after several trials and errors what had actually happened. It had to do with an aftermarket air filter that I won't use anymore. I'm not going to name any names, but they're real popular. A little bit of dust, and my main jet was too large. The bike would run great down on the highways, but you get a little dust and stuff on it and just quit. So at this point, my riding partner has gotten ahead of me, and I am in first gear, wrapping it up because I'm afraid if I stop again, I'm not going to be able to make it to the top, and I'm going to the top. I'm really not going as fast as it looks. I'm moving pretty good, but I'm not running 70 miles an hour. You know, if you look here, Jeep's pulled over. This is common courtesy. I wave at him. I'm running 15 or 20 at the most. Still got it wrapped up. I'm in first gear. You know, it sounds like I'm just getting after it. I'm in first gear because I am not making any power at all. Usually KLR does really great. Coming up through here, beautiful, beautiful. I was fairly distracted because the way the bike was running, going a little faster than I'd like to go. But I'm going to the top of this thing one way or the other. And all of a sudden I meet some Jeeps coming down. I decided I better pull over, do the common courtesy thing. Take off, and there we go again. I'm like, well, it's going to pull it. It's going to make it. You hear it sputtering. Nothing like riding a sick motorcycle. This one bothered me. That's really steep. Like, oh boy, is it going to come up it? That's all the power I've got. Hear it? It's awful. Just every once in a while, a little fire, just kind of keep things moving. We're getting up on top of the basin now before we get to Engineer Pass. Engineer is up there at the very top. And you hear the motorcycle just sputtering and missing like crazy to the point I can't keep up anymore. Well, I may not make it. We're going to stop up here. Amazing how bad this thing sounds. The riding partner's waiting on me. He's going, what's going on? I said, it won't run. But I'll make it. I flush it out again. You can hear when I let out on the clutch, it just really just falls flat on its face. But it does get a little bit of breath. The road's flattened out some. For those of you that have ridden this, you know this section pretty well. For those of you that have not ridden it, we're at about 11,000 feet, probably getting close to 12,000. Once again, the weather's just absolutely beautiful. Starting to come into the home stretch finally. Look how much distance he's got ahead of me. That's just because my bike wouldn't run any more than what it was doing. Although it looks like I'm doing pretty well right here, doesn't it? I'm not going to give up. I have made it to Engineer Pass. I'm at the top of it. Round in the corner, going to go out to the lookout. You can see the still frozen puddles there in the road. It was cool that morning, but still wonderful weather. You needed a jacket. The wind was blowing pretty good up there, but not bad at all. Thing sounds like I'm going a lot faster than I really am. This is pretty interesting. I'm coming down through here pretty hot actually, because this thing's sputtering. I'm afraid it's going to die at any minute. We have a little mind game that's going to go on here in just a second. Looks like I came off the bike. I started to pause it there and just let everybody wonder. I'd stood up on the bike because I saw the dip coming. Make sure I'd absorb most of that with my body and not the bike. Everybody's looking at the crazy guy coming up on the KLR that sounds like it's really running poorly. Quite a few people up on top of the lookout this morning. We stay around for a good while, visit with some people, take off. We're going to head back down the hill. You can see this beautiful scenery going back the other direction. It's amazing how much the opposite way makes things look different. Bike's doing great now. Hey, we're going downhill. It's coasting. Because the bike was running bad, we didn't continue our trek on over towards Animas Forks and to Silverton. We had thought about that, but we decided we was going to go back into Lake City and tinker with things a little bit. I would really hate to slide down that rocky slope. Nice picture of the Alpine Loop sign there at the top of Engineer Pass. And someone stopped to take in the Engineer Pass sign. Amazing how quiet things are when the motorcycle is not straining. Look at the basin as you look out across it as we leave Engineer Pass. Absolutely beautiful. Light dusting with snow on the mountains. Still hear the KLR sputtering a little bit in the background. since we went up there in mid-September, if you notice, there's not a lot of traffic on the roads. We've met a few vehicles, stopped to talk to a couple of them. People end up following and stopping at the same place a lot of times to take pictures. Just absolutely was a wonderful ride, wonderful day for the ride, and a great time of the year to go. Nice steep incline here. Hear the bike kind of racking off. The engine attempts to brake us. Later on that day, after I'd worked on the carburetor a little bit, we decided we'd take a short 15-minute test ride. We ended up over on Cinnamon Pass. I did not get video of any of that because I didn't think we were going to do it. Of course, it's several many miles from Lake City, and the bike was doing fairly well. It wasn't sputtering like it was on this ride, but it was not making the power I'd really liked for it to have done. And I powered out, fell down the side of the mountain twice in the same place, once going up, once coming back. I have 3 witnesses. I know one of them. The other 2 were a couple of nice young gals from Alabama that were in a Jeep that saw it happen. I've had a great time telling that story. It was quite an experience, and I'm sure they thought that the fat guy rolling down the hill was quite an experience for them to see too. I was literally rolling head over heels. The bike stayed in one place. I decided to roll down the hill. It's one of those memorable get-offs that I have no video of. About to wind this video up. As we get back down, there's a rest stop about halfway down the pass between Engineer and Lake City. We decided we'd whip in there and stretch our legs a little bit more. Camera battery was about to die, and I just opted not to put another battery in it at that point. Still really trying to learn the camera at this point. We've gained quite a bit of knowledge since this particular ride. In case you're wondering what I'm using one of the SJ4000 cameras and have had really great results. I've bought another one since then, and the quality of it is even better than this one, which I find hard to believe. I remember years ago it'd take thousands of dollars to create pictures like this, especially for this length of time. Hey everybody, remember, avoid head-ons, ride to the right whenever possible. You never know what's going to be coming around that turn. This is another Poorly Done Productions. You hear the sputtering KLR as part of the background effects. For the Jacksboro, Texas Adventure Riders, riding from the center of the universe in Jacksboro, Texas.